Hello, Sag, and welcome to Soul Guidance with Adriana. I will be pulling out some healing messages and information that you need to know to create an intuitive reading for you right now at this time on your path. This video is for Sag, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I release every sign every 2 weeks. I hope that's not confusing. So Sag is today, in another 2 weeks it'll be Sag. So if you really want to get the full picture of what's going on your journey, I encourage you to check out your Moon, Rising, and Venus sign readings as well. And if you haven't already, you'll want to subscribe so you can stay in contact. I don't release them at an incredibly regular schedule, so you never know when a video is coming up. All right, one more thing to tell you. I am also going to do an extended reading to piggyback on the back of this one. So if you'd like to keep going deeper and learn more, the link is in the description below. Okay, we're going to start with some animal oracle messages for you. We have the bison and we have the dog companionship. Now what I'm feeling with both of these energies is, or both of these cards, is we're talking about the energy of a true friend. And right now I'm feeling like there's kind of a special little cosmic friend for you. Something that's not in the physical, but it's in the energetic realm. And what it kind of feels like is that this is maybe someone else's guide or a more playful spirit. It's not one of your guides that's assigned to you. This is someone just kind of new coming in. And there's just this playful spirit with them. They're kind of playing with you in a way. What is the message from that guide? Okay, we're going to jump to the tarot cards for that. What is this guide's message? The World, the Chariot, and the High Priestess. Goodness gracious. Could these cards be bigger? Okay, the World, the Chariot, and the High Priestess. You know, they're reassuring you that what you've asked for is on its way. The Chariot, it's coming towards you. The High Priestess is asking you to connect with the energy of your desires in a different space, okay? So we're leaving the three-dimensional space where your desires aren't there yet. Maybe they're not, you can't physically see them, you can't physically touch the person, but they already do exist in the other dimensions, 4th and 5th dimension. So the High Priestess is asking you to stay in contact with that desire in the other realms. So if we're looking at this as the example of a person, this is funny. It's a play between what is real and not real. Okay, so we could do many videos about this because our 3D world is really an extension or an expression of a world that is more real than this one. Okay, it's the energetic world is more real. But the thing is that the way you're interacting with your desires right now, it's kind of stagnant or black and white, that, you know, it's either here or it's not here, but when it's not here, it's like it's this fixed thing. Okay, and the way you're interacting with it as if it is fixed. And what I feel this spirit or this extra guide is trying to talk to you about is when you connect to that desire on the 4 or 5D. So that is the confidence and assurance that your desire is already here. It's already created. It just has to get down the pipeline to get to you. So when you're up in that space connecting with your desire, what if you thought about it as a living thing, a living, breathing, growing, evolving thing? Okay, so to give you a silly example, let's say I want to manifest a car, and I really think that I want a blue car. But as I connect with myself, and I connect with myself through the 4D or the 5D into the realm of that car already appearing, maybe I feel my preference shifting, that I don't actually want a blue car. Maybe I'd like a green car, okay? And so then I start shifting my desire to be a green car. So this is a kind of long roundabout way of saying, allow your desires to grow and evolve, and don't be so stuck on one being fixed in the way that it is. Okay, you can keep messing with it, you can keep molding it. And that's what I feel this energy here, this little playful guide, is trying to get you to do. And it's trying to get you to see, the problem is that we we make desires and then we keep growing and evolving, right? So when you make the desire at point A and then you revisit it at point B, it's really important to check in and say, is there anything that needs to be updated? And that's what this ritual card is saying here, the bison, that only you know the answer to that. Only you can feel if you still want the same way what you have created in the cache, C-A-C-H-E, not money cache, the other cache, the storage place of the 4D, which is waiting to manifest your desire for you. Okay, the guide wants to say something else to you, so we're going to get another message from that guide. Okay, what are you saying? Six of Cups, the Tower, Four of Swords, King of Wands. Okay, here we are. Where do we start? We're going to start with the King of Wands. This guide is asking you to take bigger command of your world, bigger command of your life, okay? Really taking responsibility. I don't like the word control here, but I like the word command. Like you're asking things to happen. You're saying, I would like this, 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 and this to happen. There's also a need to break from, okay, now where is this going? You know, this is interesting, Sag. Your desires have betrayed you in the past. It's as if you've wanted the wrong thing without realizing it. You've wanted the wrong thing. And some of those desires have come to you and they actually, you have found, oh wait, that wasn't good for me. That's not what I wanted. But that's part, it's really interesting because I just feel this guide keeps saying play with these energies, play with the desires, play. And when you're playing, it's a sense of fun. It's a sense of you have nothing to lose. Sometimes when we want something so badly, we get like, oh, I wish I could just have it. And we're almost repelling it because we're so desperately clinging to it. And this guide is like saying, no, don't be so desperate in your desire. The betraying yourself in the past by wanting the wrong thing, how is that affecting you now? How is that affecting Sagittarius now? Five of Cups, Nine of Swords, clearly worried about loss, clearly about losing something again. Okay, so it's not a question of the desires not being fulfilled. It's a question, it's what happened was the desires were fulfilled and then they pushed you in a completely different direction than where you actually wanted to go. Okay? So that creates an interesting dynamic in your psyche where you're like, okay, I know I need to desire things, but I'm also afraid to desire things because what if I get in the wrong way again? What if I go the wrong way again? And that's why this guide is saying, you've got time. You've got time to play with these desires and shift them around until they're perfect for you in this moment. You've got time. That's why desires don't manifest like that. Well, sometimes they do. I've seen that with myself. Sometimes they manifest very quickly. But there's time to revise. There's time to tweak. And I'm feeling actually, Sagittarius, that all those big things you've been desiring need to be tweaked in a little way. They're not wrong for you, but they need to be tweaked. How do they need to be tweaked? Okay. Nine of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. They're not big enough. There's a dimension to them that is just not big enough. Okay? What does that mean, not big enough? I feel like there's more facets of these desires that you could explore. You know, if I want A, if A gives me B, then what about all the little parts? That's not a good way to describe this. I'm sorry, I'm seeing a visual. And so it's kind of hard for me to really give you that visual. But it looks like a kaleidoscope, but on a wall. Okay, like there's all these different facets and there's all these different subtle shiftings, and it's a little bit dark. Okay, like there's no light in the room, but I can still see like these jewel tones coming through. So what needs to shift about your desires is there needs to be more details in them. There needs to also be more richness and depth in them. It's, you know, I want this because of what? I want this because, and then the answer needs to lead to richness and depth. Something to bring richness and depth to your life, okay? So when you really think on that level of richness and depth, then you kind of go back up to the desires and say, does anything need to be redone, or does anything need to be recalibrated? Okay. Now, the reason why we're doing this is because we have this very strong assurance that your desires are coming to you quickly. You're just waiting to receive them. They're coming. We need to make sure that you've got your money's worth, essentially. Okay? So, Sag, I'm going to continue to pull some healing messages for you in the extended video. The link is in the description below if you'd like to join me there. If not, thank you so much for being a part of this experience, and I'll see you soon.